What is up, Spacenoids and Mavs? I am just a simple new type, and in this episode we are concluding our coverage of Mobile Suit Gundam GQuuuuuux. Last time we saw the final clan battle before Machu went with Chalya, and Nyan went with Kycelia. The Zabi sister makes Nyan a new pilot or third child, and she kills Miguel, who was a Giran spy. Machu wants to save Lala somehow. This time we see Yamato in action. Machu and Nyan meet on the battlefield, and Char returns. We also see the return of Grandpa as well. So let's get into this. The Purple Widow makes its way to the Solar Ray. The Side 6 mayor that Kycelia met with in episode 7 is trying to convince the media that the Solar Ray is intended for peaceful applications and not war. He is telling the world, trust me bro. The Guazine class ship looks so normal looking, compared to the OG Guazine, which is so gaudy looking. I expect nothing less from the Zabis. Kycelia hasn't seen Giran since the 1-year war. He's been hiding since his patricide. Everyone, including the Sodom, is turning up for the unveiling. Also, Yamato is named after a Lovecraftian god, which will make a lot of sense by the end of this episode. Chalya tells Machu that Lala probably comes from the other side, and that is most likely what Char experienced during the 1-year war. He tells her of his pointless journey to Jupiter. His job was to bring back energy that would free Spacenoids from Earth's resources. There was an accident while collecting helium-3, and their control systems were destroyed. Facing death, he felt free for the first time. He pulled out a gun and pointed it towards his temple. Suddenly, the autopilot kicked back in. He no longer cared about Spacenoid independence after that incident, and sort of became a new type nihilist. When he returned to the Earth sphere, he met Char. He says they were a lot alike. Machu accidentally hits the nail on the head on Char's personality.
空っぽのあんたと
He says, this gun I used to almost off myself? It's pretty cool, huh? You could have it. Don't worry about the story I just told you. Do whatever you like with it. This dude is using a girl to fight a proxy war, which is f***ed up but kinda badass in a Gendo kinda way. Nan tells Xavier, wait, nope, Javier. Is that what we called him last week? She tells him, bitch, you can't have my cowman guy. Only Kycelia can have it. You ever meet anyone from the Indochina area? They get really particular about their chicken and rice dishes. Zeon is prepping for some gunboat diplomacy, using a fleet of big Zams. Gunboat diplomacy is diplomacy through force. Admiral Chapman is talking to Kycelia. It's Cecilia. We don't talk about Cecilia too much, but she's just great. Giran enters the room. Oh man, the sound engineers went full ASMR on this one. Let's hear that again. Ah, yeah, that's the good stuff. Man, I wonder what Giran's going to do. Oh, that's it. Well, okay. Also, some of you on X, formerly the Principality of Twitter, got really weird about the flag used in this scene. Stop it. It seems she gassed Giran loyalists. Wonder if she used G3? Nyan launches in G-Fred, and Javier and the new type squad launch in the Gyan. They are to take out the big Zams first. They fire, taking out the big Zams. Giran's fleet notices. Nyan comes in with her funnels and handles business. This is the slowest kick I have seen from a big Zam. They are able to take out all the mobile armors. They then take out the fleet. In the past, Kycelia gives Nyan a letter and a gun that was given to her by Degwin. She says if you have strength, nothing else matters. In the present, she opens the letter, which is code for Yamato. Javier seems to know that G-Fred is designed to control Yamato. Chalya tells Machu that he messed up. He does that pose that you see lovers do in romance and slice-of-life animes. Ew, don't do that to an underage girl, Chalya. He needs GQuuuuuux to save Rose of Sharon and prevent Yamato. Shidozu is helping with the Solar Ray when G-Fred approaches. He slowly backs out of the room while Nyan kills the sexist scientist and his daughter. Like Kycelia, Nyan hates the smell of death. She enters the code and activates Yamato. At the center is Rose of Sharon. Nyan says, let's see that sweet, sweet kitty kitty, and fires the Solar Ray at a Bawaku. I will say that genocide never looked so beautiful in a Gundam series. Machu is surrounded by Javier and his new type squad when Chalya and his bull Kikoroga comes in, allowing her to chase Nyan. Nyan doesn't feel good, but she needs to fire again after the cooling sequence. She aims for Earth. While doing so, she hears Lala's song. That is when Machu comes in and attacks. She unleashes her bits on GQ Magazine Gundam, but Machu remembers Beauty Man's wise words. The two rivals realize they are fighting one another. Chalya transforms and takes out the Gyans, leaving just Javier. The captain wants to know what is going on. Seamus tells her that it is the new type revolution, bitch. Kamoli actually gives an opinion instead of exposition. Nyan says she is doing this for Shuji. Machu is now doing what she is doing to save Lala. She uses the gun Shalia gave her to shoot the limiter on the Omega Psychomu device, allowing it to activate overdrive mode. Oh, don't mind me, I'm just creating 4 black holes, no big deal. Machu tries to save Rose of Sharon, breaking the device, holding her down. Machu is knocked out for a second, while when she wakes, she sees a Force Ghost Shuji. Ghost Shuji guides her out of the Gundam. Shidozu heads into a theater where he is confronted by Kycilia. She knows he is Char. This is a very familiar Mexican standoff in the theater during the finale of Zeta Gundam. He lifts his hair and gives Kycilia a sexy glare like a Korean who just finished their mandatory military deployment. She points her gun at Dick Level. He tells him to join her. When he rejects her offer, she prepares to fire. That is when Machu comes in head first. How did you survive that? Nyan comes barreling in, allowing Char and Machu to make their escape. Rose of Sharon shows them the Red Gundam. He says this must be how Lala remembers her from her universe. He reveals that Shuji joined his cause and was obsessed with finding the Rose of Sharon. He gets into the Gundam with the intention of getting rid of Lala. Machu needs to save her. Kycilia tells Nyan to endure the pain until the mission is over. Machu returns. She tries to shoot her, but Nyan uses that gun that Kycilia gave her. You did this to me! Kycilia aims for Nyan's uterus and shoots. Why does she always aim for the crotch? However, like before, Fred comes in to protect her. The Alpha Psychomu on Rose of Sharon in Lala's universe is what was installed onto Red Gundam in this universe. In this universe's Rose of Sharon was scrapped. This Lala shouldn't exist in this world. That is when Machu comes in and fights the Gundam. Ghost Shuji is like, hey, I'm still silent and mysterious even as a ghost. Chalia rushes to find Kycilia, but Javier tries stopping him. All 3 Zeknova events that were observed was Minovsky particles flowing into another universe. Another Zeknova event occurs, but this time Minovsky particles flow into our universe from the other side. Char wants to know who is Shuji. He tells him that he has come from the other side, and he is here to end the world she created. Out of the portal from the other side appears Grandpa himself, the original RX-78-2 Gundam. The captain asks if Kamoli can send something, suggesting she might be a new type and not just an exposition machine. Chalia tells Xavier that creating a world of new types won't work if it is under a dictatorship. Is this where the giant ray pops out and kills us all? Yamantho splits. Char is trying to open a gate and send Lala back to the other side. Yamantho was built for peace under the guise of being a weapon. But little did Kycilia know that it had a third purpose designed by Char without Zeon knowing. The White Devil appears through the portal. Shuji and Machu are shown memories from the other side. On the other side, we see the battle between Lala, Char, Amado, and Sayla take place. We get to see a familiar scene with fresh but nostalgic eyes. Lala calls out to Char, stopping him from killing Sayla. Lala's involvement is new in this scene. Then we get a complete divergence as Lala rushes to save Char, but isn't fast enough, and Amado kills Char. In that moment of despair, Lala's new type powers and the Elmith Psychomu allowed her to create a new universe. We see flashes of universes where she tries to ensure Char would live. Let's check out all of these potential Char mobile suits. We got a Goof, a Zuda which we saw in Igloo, Bigro, a Big Zam. Big Zam Red Comet would be a fun one. Then there is a Garibaldi Alpha that was piloted by Phileas Stream and the plot to assassinate Giran. The last one is an old design from Yamashita, which is the love child of New Gundam and Sazabi. These worlds failed, but Lala found this world. Lala does some big brain thinking. Char can't get killed by the Gundam if he steals the Gundam, but Char himself is rejecting this world. Shuji is going to destroy this world and start over. He does this by killing her. Char comes rushing in, and so too does Kycilia in her Purple Widow. Kycilia flashes back to the past and how a young Casseval made her think about being a mother. She's going to create the new type world that Char always wanted, but without him in it. Chalia attacks the Purple Widow. They take down a Side 6 Salamis. From behind the ship is Char in the Red Gundam. Like the original series, he salutes before sending a rocket to her face. Unfortunately, we don't see a head fly off this time, but we do get to hear Kycilia make this noise. The White Gundam approaches Machu and the Rose. She begins fighting against the White Gundam, which Shuji has been in this whole time apparently. Nyan gets in between the two and tells them to stop. But Machu goes, hey man, what if we, now get this, work together? Nyan goes, let's do this, and the two team up on the White Gundam. That's it? That was them making up? We took a shortcut on that one. Char says once his multiversal threat is gone, Only then will new types be able to grow. Cholya says, yeah, that's nice. But have you considered my lasers to your face? Cholya attacks Char. He tells him that after the zombies are taken care of, they are pledging loyalty to Artesia and he is going to get in the way. Ignoring how out of left field this is more of a Yas touch than a Tomino touch. At the end of the 1-year war in Origin, Sayla gained a bunch of loyalists who fought for her. Most of them in Origin died, however. The White Gundam begins growing. Hell yeah, this just got Super Sentai up in here. Everyone begins attacking the Gundam. It grabs and crushes G-Fret, but Nyan escapes in the core pod fighter thingy. White Gundam goes in to stab Rose of Sharon. GQuuuuuuux uses the Quantum Psychomu to block the attack. Cholya says that the Omega Psychomu is made of fragments of Lala from the other side. Cholya Lilith the shit out of Lala. Machu strikes down the White Gundam and Lala awakens. He thanks Machu for showing her another way and says she loves her. Wrapping this up real quick, another Zeknova event takes place. Lala returns to the other side. Char ejects and flees on his core fighter. Javier captures Cholya. Oh hey, he's still here. On side 3, we finally see Artesia Daikun assume control of Zeon. Is that Ramba Rao by her side? Javier, Kamoli, and Cholya are all watching, keeping her safe. Char heads down to Earth to assume the cosmic role he was meant to take on. He meets this universe's Lala. Oh hey, the Pomeranians are still alive. They're going to pillage the Abawaku scraps. Still living the life of bottom feeders, I see. At least you guys look cool while doing it. Machu doesn't even call her mom. She just sends a text. Ugh, teenagers. Also, the mom yells out to someone, so there is a father. Nyan and Machu are chilling on the beach. She says that she knows one day they will meet Shuji once again. And that will conclude Mobile Suit Gundam GQuuuuuuux. This show went right down the middle. No high highs, no low lows. If you simply look at this as a love letter to Tomino, I say it did a great job. But if you are looking for something more that will contribute to the mecha genre, ew, gross. This most likely isn't going to do it for you. I do really hope that the next AU steers away from any sort of duel or clan battle or some form of tournament arc. It simply focuses on the characters. I was expecting a third Gundam, but I guess the Red Gundam was the third Gundam this whole time. Or maybe it was the friends we met along the way. Just kidding, we didn't meet anyone. If you look at the White Gundam as the creator of this universe, you can look at Machu and the GQuuuuuuux as beings that surpass their creator, or surpass God. They also did a good job at hiding all the people talking at the end by having them in the new type realm, better than standing in a circle. But that will do it for now, new types. Let me know what you thought of this series. What was your favorite moments and biggest letdowns? Peace.